Hi, you probably heard the buzz. Tariffs on Chinese imports are going up, and e-commerce sellers everywhere are freaking out. With talks of taxes reaching as high as 104% by April the 9th, 2025, maybe even by the time you're watching this. It's no surprise people are worried. So the big question is this the end of selling on Amazon USA? Is e-commerce in the US market about to collapse? In this video, I'll break it all down, clear the confusion, and show you what it really means for your business, and more importantly, what you can do about it. But before I go into that, I would like to tell the story from the beginning, what actually happened between China and the US. It all started in February when Trump added a 10% tariff in imports from China. But here's the thing, it wasn't just China. Other countries like UK, Australia, New Zealand, and many more were also hit by these tariffs. Then in March, he increased it by another 10% on Chinese goods. But the real surprise came when he raised it again, this time by 34%. At first, China tried not to escalate things, but when they finally responded, they did so strongly. They retaliated with 34% tariff on US products. But did Trump step down? Definitely not. In fact, now he's threatening that if China doesn't change its position, he'll increase tariffs by another 50%. Can you imagine? That would more than double the cost of importing from China. If this threat is carried out, we're looking at more than 104% in taxes. China seeing that these taxes weren't hurting the US enough, especially since the US import 440 billion worth of goods from China every year, while China imports around 120 million from the US. Realized that tariffs alone weren't enough pain. So China went for a move that stings a little deeper. They tightened the screws on rare earth metal exports. We're talking elements like samarium and tritium, names that sound more like characters from a bad sci-fi movie than real metals. Honestly, I have a PhD in chemistry and I'm still wondering if I accidentally skipped the class where these were covered. But don't be fooled, these obscure sounding elements are VIPs in the world of tech. They might not have cool logos or action figures, but without these rare earth elements, a lot of modern tech just wouldn't exist. We're talking night vision goggles, electric cars, fighter jets, smartphones, basically everything that makes you feel like you are living in the future. And guess what? China controls about 90% of the global supply. Yep, it's like they're holding the cheat codes to the tech war. It was a power move. Imagine needing batteries for your robot army. And China at the doors going, sure, but only if you say please, and maybe give us a trade deal too. This wasn't just a slap on the wrist, it was China quietly pulling the plug on things the US can't live without. So what did China do? They made US companies get special licenses to import those rare materials. It was quite but powerful move. Not a direct fight, but a strong message. We're cutting off stuff you really need. And from that moment on, it was no longer just trade scuffle. It turned into economic chess match between two superpowers, and neither one wants to be the first to blink. So what are the results? Economically, it's been brutal. The Shanghai Composite Index dropped by 7%, wiping out over 500 billion in market value in a single day. The Hong Kong market crashed 13%, its worst drop in nearly 30 years. Trump bought in these tariffs to make money for the US and push companies to bring manufacturing back home. It was also a way to pressure China and get them to make some trade compromises. So where are we now? Both countries are standing their ground. And it doesn't look like this is ending anytime soon. It's not just about trade anymore. It's about power and politics. The tough part, we, the entrepreneurs, are the ones getting hit harder. If you import it from China, your cost could jump by over 100% because of taxes. That's massive impact on any business. So, what can we actually do about this? A lot of people keep asking me, how will all this China USA tension affect selling on Amazon USA? Should we wait before starting anything? One student even said maybe we should wait it out. My response, wait until when? If you've been in business or thinking about starting, you probably notice this pattern. Every time there is a big change, people panic. Whether it's pandemic, economic downturns, or political issues, the fear always comes first. And usually, people's first reaction is, maybe I shouldn't start right now. But here's the thing. There will always be something happening that's outside your control. The winners are the ones who learn how to adapt, not the ones who wait for things to be perfect. What you should ask yourself is 3 important questions. If anything like that happen, ask yourself those 3 questions. Question number 1, does this actually affect me? Don't just assume the sky is falling. Find out if your specific products are even impacted by this new tariffs. Most of the current tariff hikes affect categories like cars and car parts, electronic, think iPhones and TVs, clothing and shoes. Yes, there are other categories too, but these are the big ones. Before you panic, if your product is even on the list, go to the official HTS website and search for your product's category. If you want a step-by-step tutorial on how to do this, let me know in the comments below and I'll gladly make one. Question 2 that you should ask yourself, if I'm affected, what are my plan? B, C, up to Z. If your product is hit by tariff, here are my suggestions and options. First one, diversify your suppliers. China is popular for a reason. It's easy and cost effective. But now countries like Vietnam, Taiwan, and India are stepping up. Some suppliers on Alibaba are already based on these places. Even Turkey is an option, although it's a bit harder to find good suppliers there. The important thing that you need to keep in mind, some countries also affected by tariff increase, like Vietnam's got 46% on some goods. So always check before you make the switch which products are affected by which country. Your option 2, negotiate with the Chinese suppliers. Suppliers in China are feeling the pressure too. Many are willing to offer a discount or help cover part of the tariff costs. They'd rather give you a deal than lose your business altogether. So don't be afraid to ask. Your third option, or it's an advice, drop low margin products. If your products only make a small profit, it might not survive these extra costs. Focus on items that can still make you money, even with some bump in the road. And my final suggestion, test new markets. If the US is getting tough, why not try Europe, Canada, the UK, or Australia? Now might be the best time to explore other markets where the situation is more stable. The third question you should ask yourself, if it affects me, it affects others too. Is everyone quitting or waiting? Nope. Some will quit, but the smart ones, the few, will figure it out and keep going. When people panic, I always look at what the few are doing, not the crowd. You can't control global politics. You can't stop trade wars, but you can control how you respond. This isn't the first global crisis and it won't be the last. There was pandemic, supply chain issue, inflation, you name it, and yet people still built successful business in those times. The real question isn't should I stop? The real question is how can I adapt to this and keep moving forward? That's what being an entrepreneur is all about. So here is the bottom line. Don't freeze. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Find a way, test, pivot, and move. Even if you're not the one moving the chess pieces in this game, you can still play smart. It's like being in a boat during a storm. You can't stop the waves, but you can still steer, adapt, or die. That's the truth. And the few who adapt, they are the ones who win. If you find this helpful and want more, how to check tariffs or explore new markets, drop comments and I'll create something detailed for you. Oh, and one last thing. Trump just announced a possible 50% tariff hike on Chinese goods starting April the 9th. So yeah, buckle up, but keep sailing.